I love this. We all love this little project that activates the street in such a great way. It addresses the street in such a fresh, new kind of way. And then the ramp that takes you into the space is so simple, so straightforward, so beautiful. And then the spaces inside are so elegant and so simple and so beautiful. The craftsmanship was really, really fabulous. So it did what galleries should do, which is make a beautiful interior space for showing art, but it also addressed the street in such a great way that urbanistically is really important.
Well, that one's just a fresh face in Dallas. It's crafted very well. The way they remodeled the loading ramp as the entrance is it's just a beautiful way to enter. And the materials of metal and the glossy white paint on the inside is a good idea.
We believe that this was a very elegant configuration of forms and space and light. A very nice blending, simple yet sophisticated in how those forms are configured.
Well, that one stands out as a very fresh sort of light pop culture-ish kind of addition to San Antonio. The veil, the screen on the front is very seductive. It's nearly like negligee, sort of revealing this beautiful space on the inside. And I think it's very well grounded as an urban spot with the little stage at the entrance, which I'm imagining works very well for the events.
This was, we believe, a very playful use of color and texture. And the layering, we thought, was very imaginative. And it was, we thought, a clever and intelligent way of handling the kind of adaptive reuse of an older building so that, you know, it gives it new life and vitality.
Museo Alameda spoke so beautifully to its purpose. It felt like what it was about. It looked like what it was about. So you can imagine the sort of cultural artifacts and the art that would be within that place being expressed in the facade and in the building itself. And it, again, like many of the projects, addressed the street so fantastically and transformed really this part of the street from what had been there before. So it brought life, it brought color, it brought animation, it brought a real vibrancy to the street. And the veil that surrounded the building, or surrounded the front portion of the building where you enter, was so beautiful and reminded me of the lace mantellas that Hispanic women might wear to church on Sunday. The textures, the materials, the colors came through in the architecture itself. This is a project that is so elegant and so restrained and such a beautiful use of light. We were really compelled by the way natural light was introduced into this space and used in such subtle ways. So this project has a sort of grace to it. Again, it sort of speaks to its purpose, which is quite different. And so its elegant and restrained and graceful use of materials provided a sense of the purpose of the place, and it looked like a place you would really like to spend time in as well.
The interior in particular of this building was very well handled, we thought. It was very finely detailed and with wonderful moments of color and form, almost like bits of spice in a concoction that was you know, very well blended. And we could all imagine working in that space, very well lit with natural light. And again, those accents of color and little surprises of form were, I thought, very nice.
Well, that one seems, again, as I'm using this word fresh, I think most of these projects are pretty light and airy. In particular, the center space, it looks like a conference room or an office, with the ribbon of the little clear story there, bringing the natural light into that space through the secondary space is pretty nice. Looks very nice.
What a fun project, and the jury felt that It was imaginative and playful, but also functional in its own way. And so, and it was the jury's belief that encouraging this kind of exploration is a good thing in awards programs of this sort.
Well, this was a project that just really was like a breath of fresh air. It was like smelling those flowers suddenly as it came up on the screen. It's a small project, but every aspect of it is really beautiful and well done. But it's also a project that's very conceptual. It's a project that makes a statement on the street. It's singular, it has personality, it narrates, it says something about the place. And it's just a project that makes you happy to be in a city and makes you want to be a part of a very varied streetscape. And it made us, I don't know, it made us smile.
The skin with the flowers, it's just fun and light. And it's very well crafted. The other details in the parking lot stand out. Very, very precisely crafted wheel stops and little gaps for drainage and all this was just really well done. Well, that one is clearly the work of a mature architect with very precise interest in daylighting. There's even a beautiful section where daylighting is borrowed from an adjacent space to illuminate some of the exhibits in the wall, and thought that was very good. It's very clearly modern and of our time and place, but in contrast, in a beautiful contrast between itself and the big historic building it's part of.
The Asian Art Wing, to me, was a perfect example of how additions should be done to historic buildings. It was restrained, it was elegant, it used natural light, it really well, just not only in the public spaces of the museum addition, but in the exhibitory itself, so that the quality of light on the objects was really well done. It didn't try to copy the historic building in any way. It didn't trivialize the historic building. It did something completely unique and of this time, but timeless in its restraint and use of incredibly beautiful material. And a really nice wall detail. We were all quite taken with the detail of the skin of the building.
Whenever you're adding to an historic building, it can be a challenge, and we thought that this was a very skillful blending of new architectural forms with the historic exterior, and then inside, the handling of natural light and the way it came into the galleries really did amplify and play up the artifacts in a way that was, we thought, very nice.